Hey everybody, Film Sugar here. My name is Stevie Cade.
My name is Seth Draven.
And we're going to do Turtle Talk today. They're making a new Turtle movie. Sequel? Reboot? We don't know. But today we're going to talk about what we think they should do. Maybe dive into the history of the Turtles and see maybe we can learn from the past of what to and what not to do. First, let's talk about facts. What do we know about this movie? And there's not very much about it. There's actually more than I thought there was. Andrew Dodge is writing it, and he wrote the movie called Bad Words, which starred Jason Bateman. It was a good movie. I saw it on Netflix not too long ago. It had me laughing. I was by myself and I was laughing out loud. It was really funny. That gives me confidence that we might get a strong, well thought out script. It's going to be produced by Michael Bay, again, Platinum Dunes rather. Sorry, what was that?
I was about to say that. Platinum Dunes.
Which is Michael Bay's company. I'm not sure how much his involvement actually is. A few other producers, Andrew Form and Brad Fuller. So it's got writer and producers. So that's good. That's a good thing. So, sequel, reboot, well, let's look into the history of Michael Bay. The first movie made $493.
Million.
Oh. First movie made $493 million, which is not too bad at all, especially for that movie. Because that movie was weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Why didn't you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was bland. I thought it was boring. And the plot was way too similar to Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes. Yes, it was. Like, starts off all about genetics and genetically engineered, modified, blah, 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 science stuff. And the whole April O'Neil connection. It was her father, just like Peter Parker and his dad. And now the parent is gone. By the end of the movie, we're releasing an agent into the sky that will cloud over the whole city. That's the same exact... I don't even know what movie I'm talking about anymore. I'm just talking about that same premise, and it means both movies. Like it's absolutely ridiculous how much it was ripped off of Amazing Spider-Man. You can tell that, here we go again, fans, we need to take responsibility, because we kind of had a lot to do with the hot mess that movie was. It was so under the microscope. They were originally going to call it Ninja Turtles. Everyone freaked out.
I think that would have been a cool title.
What are they not teenage? Are they not mutant anymore? And then it got out that the ooze was going to be a different dimension, Dimension X, I would imagine. Much like it was in the sequel, and nobody cared. But you could tell they kind of like went back and changed a whole bunch of things just to make it earthbound mutants, you know, and then the whole Shredder thing. They originally had it whitewashed with the actor. What's that actor's name? We'll look it up. Who was supposed to play Shredder, and then you could tell that they added a different Shredder in because nobody wanted Shredder to be whitewashed in the movie, and it was just so bad, so bad. The only thing they really did get right was the brothers of the Ninja Turtles. They captured that essence perfectly, even though they looked like disgusting, freakish, ghoulish monsters.
Shrek.
And in the trailer, when Mikey takes off his mask, I was like, dude, he looks like Shrek. Freakishly roided out Shreks. Anyway, the sequel to that, which I liked a lot better, it had a lot more focus. It was more off the cartoon nostalgia, which I thought was amazing. Like watching a live action version of the cartoon. And that's what I was happy about, because I grew up watching that cartoon. He grew up watching some of that cartoon.
I used to love it.
According to the Hollywood Reporter, though, the sequel only brought in $245 million. That's less than half of what the first one brought in. That's
disappointing.
That surprises me. Like, that movie was so much better than the first one. I'm like, yay, they finally, you know what, they realized their mistakes. They shouldn't just listen to everybody who gets on the computer and goes, wow, it needs to be this way, it needs to be that way. They said, you know what, we're just going to make the movie we want. We're going to throw some nostalgia at it, and boom, here it is. But I think everyone was so disappointed in that first one. I think they just kind of thought the second one was going to be crap. I can't figure out why. Maybe I just like really bad movies or something. You know, I don't know. I don't know why I like these types of movies that everyone seems to hate. In light of that, they had somebody kind of come in to oversee New Line Cinema's movies that were coming out, and his name is, I'm going to mess this name up. I'll put the spelling at the bottom though. Jim Ganopoulos. Ganopoulos. Jim G.
Jim G.
The Hollywood Reporter quoted him that he has made it a priority to clean up the studio's slate and refocus its franchises, which kind of mirrors what Walter Hamada is doing over in the
DCEU.
Yeah, over in DC and Warner Brothers. That's good. It's good when the studio's like, we need somebody to come in and help us out. New management, new eyes, fresh ideas. That's a good thing. That means they want to make good movies. You said you wanted it to be a sequel. So why do you want that to be a sequel to Out of the Shadows?
Because I think that Out of the Shadows was much more well done. Like you said, you know, it was like the cartoon, you know? And, you know, they brought in Krang, Bebop, and Rocksteady, and
a whole bunch of fun characters.
Baxter.
Yes.
And he's part of the reason I really want a sequel is because I want to see him be the Fly.
Yeah.
That would be
cool.
That would be really cool, and plus, you know, get more Dimension X and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the movie ended with Crane taking Shredder into what's the name of the machine? The Technodrome. The Technodrome. Them being shot back into Dimension X. So obviously, kind of goes with the cartoon there, because in the cartoon, even though they weren't stuck in Dimension X, the Technodrome was stuck underground on Earth, and Shredder and Crane, and Bebop and Rocksteady were all forced to kind of live together, and this group of people that really honestly didn't like each other were forced to kind of figure out, well, this is the turtles' fault, you know, we got to figure out how to get rid of these turtles, and blah 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 blah. I agree. I think a sequel to that would at least one more to give us closure of these movies, because just like, again, Amazing Spider-Man, the last thing I want is an ending to be open and then us not get the sequel to that. I'm so tired of that. Just let movies get closure and then start over.
Yeah, I know.
Just, like Amazing Spider-Man 2. All he wanted to see, all he could talk about going to see that movie, is he couldn't wait to see the fight between Spider-Man and Rhino. The movie ended with the shot they showed in the trailer of him slinging the sewer grate at him, and there was no fight. You were so disappointed. You looked at me like, is that it? Is that all? Having to feel like that again, it'd be nice to get some closure on this story, you know, and dive into the whole Dimension X stuff they can do, and have Baxter show back up all mutated, you know.
That's what I really want to see.
You know, and dude, Tyler Perry, I don't give that man enough credit. In that movie, I loved his portrayal of Dr. Baxter. He was such a nerd, and his interaction
He's funny.
When the women, you know, when he's talking to April, you just felt so, like, how excitably uncomfortable he was to be around a woman.
Comic-Con, yeah.
And I would love to see that character develop, at least for one more movie. At least make the trilogy before you start rebooting stuff. So, yeah, I agree with you. Sequel. Some things I like to see fixed if they do make a sequel.
I already know exactly what you're going to say.
Let's talk Casey Jones. Steve Amell. Worst Casey Jones ever. He played Casey Jones if Casey Jones was Pinocchio. One day I'm going to be a real detective.
That's Officer Jones. And I'm going to be a detective someday.
That's not the Casey Jones I know. Which I get. I'm okay with changing characters, but you got to keep your core values. Casey Jones was a vigilante. He was a vigilante of vigilantes. But even they think Casey Jones goes too far. I shouldn't be so negative about him, but he really just didn't do anything for me when it came to that character. He didn't add anything to it. It was very watered down, black and white. I said my lines, give me my check, see you later. That's what I felt.
I don't think he needs to be recast. You know?
Just redirected.
Yeah.
Refocused.
I don't like it when they recast people.
Yeah, that can be annoying. We're looking at you, The Dark Knight. No, so that's pretty much it. So I'm down for a sequel. Sequel it is. Now, Reboot. It could be darker.
It could be a darker, more grounded version of the Ninja Turtles.
Give him a fresh start. Corey Feldman. Give him a cameo somewhere in the movie. Every time I hear Corey Feldman's voice, I just think Donatello. That's Donatello's voice in my world. So anyway, back to Reboot. I feel like if they do restart it, give us something different, give us something a little darker, maybe more towards the actual comic books rather than the cartoons. I would like to see that. But a con in a reboot is reinvesting into these characters again, just like we had to do with Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, that's the most parallel example I can use with these turtle movies. The Amazing Spider-Man, I got invested in it. They gave me one great movie, which I loved. They gave me a sequel, which was pretty good. And then they just cut it off. And then I had to reinvest in Tom Holland Spider-Man, which was good, but
I like Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Again, closure is very important to storytelling. And when you just reboot without closing stories, I think people lose interest in seeing movies again. They're like, oh, I don't like this one. I'll wait till the reboot comes out. Well, if you complain enough, we'll just remake the damn thing for you. And also, being dark and grounded could be a con also.
There's kids right now who are fans of the Ninja Turtles, and they won't be able to see the new Ninja Turtles movie.
If it's too dark.
Yeah, it's too dark.
I mean, there's a fine balance. And that fine balance can be found in the original 1990 Ninja Turtles movie, my absolute favorite. That movie was so balanced of great storytelling. It had heart. It had good fight scenes. It had good jokes. It was grounded. It was dark. It was gritty, but it still had comedy, and it was still fun for the whole family. That's the balance that they need to do. And that's why I'm excited, for Andrew Dodge to be a writer, because he seems to have a good grasp on storytelling rather than let me just here's a script. That's key to writing in general. Yeah, I think we're both on agreement that sequel would be a good way to go. And if they do a reboot, then just change it up completely, give us something darker.
Yes.
Because what would be the point in rebooting the same movie if you make the same thing over and over again? Appreciate it, guys. Let us know what you think. Do you want to see a sequel? Do you want to see a reboot? Do you just want them to leave it alone for a while? Let us know in the comments what you think. Please subscribe and hit that little bell dingy thing.
Click the bell to get notified if we upload.
Yes. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you so much for watching our video and supporting us. Please check us out on Twitter. And, see you around. Peace. Teenage Mutant